Hi, it's Mike. Just wanted to make a quick video about the latest updates at SensePilot. We just pushed an update today. So it includes a dual click redesign and the ability to move the overlay. Also includes a circle timer, so you get a visual representation of the dual clicking process. We've added acceleration settings for cursor control. We've also added in the ability to move the cursor purely by facial gesture. So you can move the cursor up, down, left, or right purely by a facial gesture. We've introduced hold time settings for facial expressions. So you can now set a time period for which you want to hold a facial gesture before an action is performed. So really good if you're switching profiles or using the escape key, for example, and you don't want to have an accidental click. We've also introduced the ability to lock out a plane for head tracking. So if you don't want it moving vertically or horizontally, you can now turn those off. So let's jump into some demos. Let's first take a look at the changes to the standard head tracking. So if we switch cursor control on, you'll see these new buttons here with the ability to turn off the plane. So with horizontal off, it ignores my left and right movements, and similarly for vertical, it ignores my up and down movements. We've then just introduced the acceleration, so that can help kind of reaching the bottom levels of the display. So we recommend turning your sensitivities down a little bit before you start going a little bit further up on acceleration. But you can also turn it off, so it's a pure head tracking movement. So the next thing to check out is moving the cursor by facial expressions. So if you click over here, under cursor control and cursor control settings and on facial expressions, you'll be able to see that you can map out up, down, left or right to various facial actions. So if we do up, for example, to raising my eyebrow, you'll see now when I do the action, the cursor will move. I can change the speed at which it moves with the cursor speed settings here, so I can move it a little bit quicker. And then I'm also able to change the toggle mode. So this is the movement mode. So right now, as I hold my eyebrow in position, the cursor moves, but I also have the option to change that to toggle. So it will continue moving and I can rest my face, and then it will continue to move until I repeat the facial gesture. And then you can map out up, down, left, right to various different actions. So lowering my eyebrows, raising eyebrows, lowering them, moving the mouse to the right, and then to the left. Let's do smile. So yeah, you're able to move the cursor now purely by facial gestures. So the next change we have is a change to dwell clicking. So we've had a bit of a redesign to the overlay and to the appearance in general, and then also introduced the ability to move that overlay. So if we switch it on, the first thing you'll start to see is a visual circle timer, so showing a representation of the time that I've set here before a click is performed. So if I move it to 1 second, you'll see the circle timer starts to move a bit slower. The positioning of the overlay, you're now able to move that. So if I move it to the right, I now can see it here. I can move it to the top of the screen. It'll appear there, and similarly for bottom and left as well. You can switch off the visual feedback. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see the ability to switch that off. So you can have dwell clicking without the circle timer. The next thing we've introduced is the ability to add a hold time to a facial gesture. So you can add that for clicking, keyboard, and profile actions. So when you turn this on, you'll have to hold the facial gesture before the action will occur. So if we set this to pucker mouth for left click, for example, I'll have to hold it now for 1 second before the click will happen. So if you have a look here. So what this is great for is it helps to prevent accidental clicks. So if I'm, as you can see, using my mouse to talk, it doesn't have any immediate clicking actions. But also if you kind of map out anything like escape or you're switching profiles, you don't want any accidental switching. So you can set those timers to how you'd like, and then the action will only be performed after you've held that facial gesture for that set period of time.